and actually make it harder to read, I think Copenhagen Flames could potentially struggle, much like they have on the other 2 tactical maps.
I mean, Michael, at the same time, one of the things that I do want to point out is that this is not a map where operas necessarily always dominate, and that could actually work in favor of Akimbo, because Maka has not been doing very well so far in the series. So a map where, you know, there's a lot less pressure on him anyway, a lot more where nicoodoz and Python, and as well as roejJ, can get involved and sort of kick the ball around wherever they want to. It could definitely be another mudslinging battle between these two, that's for sure. And a quick-based rush out from Hut. Zyphon's got the first, follows up for more, and he's not done yet, trying to pivot onto Heavens as well, but instead it'll just be right in the bottom.
Oh god, that main smoke may not last long enough. roejJ actually pushing forward alongside the flashbang that comes right after the fact. Python actually moving in towards the site very quickly, finding another kill on this pistol, but he has to come up big. Another 2 players to find around that door, but they've doubled up to go for that swing. Great post plant there from Copenhagen Flames, reading the situation and understanding that because that mini smoke was down for just that extra few seconds after the plant, they actually had enough time to reposition and hold true to the site.
It could have definitely been really scary, but the Zyphon entries coming out were just beautiful. The fact that he's able to get to that early, despite there being a pretty heavy, you know, presence over towards that A bomb site as well. Yeah, it looked like they were prepared for something like a hard rush to come in, but just couldn't really deal with it at the end of it all.
Oh, Javi biting off a little bit more than he could chew. So many angles around the top of that smoke, but Copenhagen Flames, brunt of the aggression's going down towards the lower side instead. Those secret steps under siege, and roejJ will actually find hooksy trying to get some advanced positioning. So they're actually kind of caught between a bit of a rock and a hard place. Akimbo have been able to reset the ideas of what the Flames had to offer in this round. The small gap around that mini smoke looked like an opportunity for maybe an opening kill.
Here, because nicoodoz is watching out for it, he is able to find that first. Now, still 3-on-3, Maka can definitely pluck someone out over here with the scout. If he finds the bomb, that would be massive. But even nicoodoz being taken down is no less so much more controlled outside.
Yeah, Python will move to capitalize, try and take the space away. Zyphon's still here with that bomb, and Roy is investigating elsewhere. Over at ramp, you'll see if he can find a backstab lined up, but it's all about whether or not Zyphon can buy enough time for him to do so. He's caught in the side. roejJ moving up those secret stairs. That's the bomb. An AK recovered as well, so Roy might have a flank, but it's been sussed out. Maka holding the angle, but Roy will still nail it.
Problem is that Python just playing this defensively, and roejJ's got an AK on the other side as well, so Roy's got such a poor chance to actually recover this one. Without the bomb, he's just trying to get aggressive, and roejJ can finish him off. And this is where, Michael, that mudslinging battle that I was talking about does come into play. You know, although you do get that initial kill, Akimbo is more than happy to say, well, we're just going to push through in different places, catch you off in others, and then the second you make a mistake, we've just got more map control than you do because we're willing to push in with our inferior weapon.
Yeah, and the fact that there's nobody to sort of trade these SMGs on the side of the Copenhagen Flames as well kind of left them in that predicament. The hooksy moving towards the lower B bomb site, and roejJ finding that kill had a whole lot of impact and changed the direction of the Flames. Nice little tapping burst play from Maka. Allowed Kiels to actually cross over towards red. nicoodoz has to be careful about how he takes these fights, and his lack of head armor does mean that he's a cherry just popped.
Aggressive, despite being at a 5-on-3, not necessarily the most advisable thing, but at least he gets information and a kill on top of it, even if he does end up giving an AK out, and that could be additional money taken out of the hands of the CTs. This round is pretty close to secure with the kind of utility they have, but always have to be careful. Kiels as well will be able to adjust. Kiels has just been great. Michael, his micro flicks have just been so on point.
Hell, not even the micro flicks, like the big ones as well.
That's true.
He's been kind of snappy on him.
Zyphon.
Don't really know what this guy can do in a situation like this. They've swarmed lobby. Spots him, Zyphon gets that kill, and he'll be swiftly shot in the back. No, actually not going for the peek in from Hut, so they're actually giving Zyphon a lot of room to maneuver here, but Maka at least prevents him from going down the vents.
Solid spot for Zyphon to be playing from, though. Pushing in, he might be able to find that duel, and indeed, roejJ's down, and short straight it in the end. That's so expensive. You know, it starts off in a 5v3, then Python dying just gives up too much space. And in that space, sure, kyojin comes in from the back. He gets a flank and everything, but you're losing out too many members. You're not going to be in a comfortable place on the CT side that way.
This is a Build-A-Bear round, though, at the very least, from the Akimbo side. You know, they can bring their money a little higher up. You can see kyojin actually just on a deagle.
I like that.
This is really the weapon of choice.
I like that, Michael, your voice got a little bit gritty when you were saying Build-A-Bear. So it's like, oh, yes, the Build-A-Bear wars that came through in 1949.
All the tough guys hang out at Build-A-Bear.
Indeed. That's how you fight the bear, you know? First build it, then you fight it. But right now, Copenhagen Flames would really like to have an actual bear on their side. So far, they are looking a little bit underpowered, and why wouldn't they be? The fact that they get the bomb plant in itself is honestly a really big win.
Yeah, primary mission accomplished. And no more casualties. This is that building money round in from Akimbo. Sure, they lose one, but it's all well and good. I think both teams got what they asked for in this round. Extra money in the bank for either side of the equation. The fact that Copenhagen Flames got that pistol round, I wonder how successful they'll be in the follow-up, because they didn't get the easy gimmies, given the fact that Akimbo were, again, kind of throwing them into the dirt, getting them into a really sticky situation. Wondered as well how much of that earlier round win that caused this 3-round streak here for Akimbo was predicated off of maybe miscommunication or an unsurety about how they wanted to approach that mid-round. Kiels eats the flash. They're not actually clear around the red container, and that gives enough time for Kiels to reset and find the first.
Python's positioning is going to be everything over here. They might not be expecting this slight adjustment from him, but even then, Zyphon is thorough. Been very important for them in Nuke so far, but so has Kios been. Every single time you look at him, it seems like he is already pushed out into some sort of weird angle through secret, out through mini, wherever he needs to go. roejJ timing. And I'm not quite sure why he looked away, but timing definitely not working out for him there. Kios, regardless of everything, will just go and find another one. This is prime Kios, Michael. This is everything you expect from him.
Yeah, and the fact that Akimbo aren't giving away this outside area for free. Sometimes you see these smokes down, you're fighting at long ranges. Instead, they're trying to get in their faces and playing around these smokes. Javi actually has a freebie with Kios getting aggressive, but that was a low HP player. Another player dedicated towards outside. Means that Python can get the easy trade. Doesn't fall too far from the cuckoo's nest. Akimbo up to 4 already. And honestly, they're looking pretty good about how they're approaching and contesting this outside presence that Copenhagen Flames have been going for so many rounds over. Wonder if this is going to funnel them into maybe a faster A play or potentially a ramp burst instead. Can't keep throwing the same things over and over and hoping for better success.
Oh, good night. Top of it all. It's an AkimboMakazin based off of the auto that's there. Pretty impressive, but right now it's all just about heals and whether or not he can keep himself alive over here. If he can, then the outside presence becomes significantly mitigated because you already have roejJ down and lower. Wow. Okay.
Good awareness.
Fantastic.
Kind of a pre-aim that sometimes goes unchecked, but transitioning back into the bomb site like that, especially as loud as Maka was, good awareness to clear that one out. roejJ does find Hooksy on the lower side of things, and it just leaves Roy by himself. Does have the bomb, but roejJ won't even allow him into the site. This time it's clean. Not a single loss here on the side of Akimbo.
That was very... what we're seeing from Kios is so similar to what we saw from Roy in the previous map. It's just sheer domination of outside right now. He is... I'm not going to go as far as saying Nico, but I am reminded slightly of what I saw from Nico against Complexity actually a little while ago, where it just looks like he can push wherever he wants to, and he just won't make a mistake.
And you need to have like 2 or 3 players to address him.
Ooh, good trade.
1 for 1 early. It seemed like that was the plan that Maka wanted to execute in the previous round. We saw him eat a lot of Molotov damage. This time he just pushed all the way through, and it's at a pretty big deficit. You don't want to be losing a man on Nuke. You want to be able to rotate players towards that lower site, but still feel like you've reinforced the right spots. The fact that it's the AWPer as well, you could play so safe when you've got a man advantage.
Utility's gone as well for the CT side, and Jappy That smoke. I thought it was going to dissipate, but quite enough time for Hanji to back off and reposition on top of the hut. Now, they do have a Molotov, so if they end up hitting the upper bomb site, this could be pretty scary, and that's exactly what Huxi is looking to go for. Haji's just going to be forced off, but he drops down before it's even necessary. There's another smoke there to try and give them some space, but Python having pushed through this far, it means that he's dropped the bomb. And with that, the round might as well be lost. Kyojin is just adding some nails to this very firmly built coffin.
Easy gimme here for Haji. Javi doesn't even go to clear it. Oh, I'm liking just how much Akimbo are willing to explore these different options. We've seen how adamant they are to contest this outside presence, but I was saying maybe this is the time for Copenhagen Flames to start setting up for maybe some ramp pressure, maybe set up for an A-side take. And instead, they move to get aggressive in at ramp, so that even if that was to be the case, there would be immediate threats there for the Flames as soon as they deployed any of that utility. Wasn't a ramp play that time over, but it still accomplishes a very familiar goal in just, well, winning CT rounds. So, more and more issues here for the Copenhagen Flames. Again, Nuke's a pretty solid map for them.
Oh, quick flashbang outwards. That's going to force off the offer, but there's still Kyojin. He's accounted for all too quickly. The flick is there, and Huxi and Zyphon have got the entry. It's Tech 9s to do it all. Raid goes in deep. Doesn't actually find anything, and neither does Haji's spam. Zyphon with the recovered AWP is going to adjust in time as well. This hut push, the second round, it's given them off the back of it.
What year is it?
2017. It's E-League.
Yeah,
Finals.
full Tech 9 rush coming out of the hut. You could see Akimbo, they actually transitioned a secondary player inside of the bomb site, and he gets caught sort of in midair. Sure, there's a smoke on the site, but not enough to deter the surrounding Copenhagen Flames player. It's fast-paced. They tried playing it tactical, they tried playing it methodical in terms of going outside and making them second-guess that lower bomb site, but screw it. Just go quick and catch him throwing nades and caught in awkward positions.
There was a window in the hut back in 2017, right? When Astralis called that round against VP.
Oh, God, it's hard to tell because there were so many changes to
Yeah.
Nuke. I'm not sure which iteration we would have been in, but I would assume that window would have still been... No. That Nuke's been changed for far longer than that. I don't think so.
I have to go back and check later on.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep track of Nuke, to be honest.
There were like 7 different variations.
Yeah, there was like a
we
railing
explored.
around the entire thing, I think, as well.
Yeah, we had a ladder on the A bomb site.
Yeah. I was
Ladder on the B
actually
bomb site as well.
watching one of my first ever Counter-Strike casts, and that was on Nuke, and I was so clueless about everything about Nuke at that point.
One of my first casts was on Nuke as well. Yeah, it's
Were you casting Astralis versus nicoodoz?
No.
Yeah, that was me. Didn't go too well. Put it that way.
Little silver world me thinking I know what Nuke is. Don't know any of the callouts.
Very aggressive right now, though, on outside. And the question is, are they going to be expecting this? So far, we've seen so many different places for Kios to actually push through. And it was like every single time he finds success, and so does Python. He's good for the quick one. Kyojin, however, is the trade.
How on earth did he get there?
Oh, okay. Tactical
I was
miss.
caught sleeping a little bit. I wasn't prepared for them to be right behind them as they went for the outside play.
I knew Kios was there, but then I saw Kyojin die. So okay, maybe I just misread the map. But
Yeah, is he just in mini instead? He was pretty close.
Oh, Maka spotted out the last play. It's gone. Oh! Some missed shots coming in this round that probably shouldn't have been missed.
I closed my eyes. What happened?
Just like me, just spam afterwards as well. You know, just like, just hey, oh no, I was just spamming the door, guys. 35 seconds, and Yabby's being given a lot of opportunities to do some more damage. Surely not. Okay, that's the safe way. Okay, not quite.
Yeah, I'm still really nervous.
Yeah.
Bomb's just too far away. If they play it safe, I don't think the Yabi can get to the site.
Python's just going to be able to stab in the back, fortunately. Otherwise, I was getting a little bit scary with how much damage was dealt, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you could sort of see the stars aligning to some degree. Like, you miss an easy shot and then suddenly you get a kill. That's...
Ah, man.
That could have been a real tilter. Just had to slow-mo it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Hurts more the second time.
Guys just done him dirty. Well, regardless, they do end up winning out the round, and I'm pretty sure they're happy with how the state of affairs is so far. I mean, now Haji's the one going for a hot push, and he's found success. nicoodoz as well, just threw the smoke and a grenade on top of it. Okay.
I think they're really scratching their heads about what to do here. They had a plan to get, I think, out of this door smoke, and they're met with furious spam. A lot of utility, and almost every avenue they've even attempted to peek has resulted in a kill for Akimbo. See, folks, you can claw back a little bit of decency, but Akimbo just looked good. I mean, again, these dynamic CT setups that I think have, you know, maybe aren't the most replicatable in like future games, because there'll be some prep work that other teams will be able to do and see that they like to go for a lot of these high-low setups. But the Flames are really suffering because Nuke's already a high-low kind of duel when you go into sites.
He is a menace.
Yeah.
I know he's a lost player and everything, but it's 14-6.
Well, we talked about the type of initiative that nicoodoz and Haji like to go for on this Akimbo side. They've always been very instinctive about how they played angles, and especially if you're getting off to a pretty hot start, like nicoodoz basically stopped Copenhagen Flames from contesting outside control, and so now he's just looking for other places to go, because outside's been real quiet ever since they started losing all these rounds.
Well, so far all their successes come in pistols. Copenhagen Flames have just repurchased them, so maybe there's something to be said about Attack 9 buy that could be coming in their way. Haji's also just getting ready to maybe get a bit aggressive if he goes through this. Oh, okay. It's just unfair.
Just trying to line up the smoke. Give him some time.
Oh, flashbangs right there. Haji moves past it. He's got the freebie off the back of it. This adjustment might be all they need, because nicoodoz here to give backup. He's traded up, but nicoodoz has been given the time needed to rotate in, and he's got himself 2 big kills before finally nicoodoz can shut him down. It's still a 1-on-2, a better situation than they've had in a while, but Mark is playing it safe, he's playing it careful, and he's got the adjustment.
Damn. Akimbo just can't make a misstep at the moment. I mean, they tried to go for a door play in a round prior, and now with the similar bits of utility sailing out, instead of just playing in front of the utility that's coming his direction, Haji played that position perfectly, and it gave more room for that mini rotation in for Maka. As soon as it came to that 2-on-1, like you said, just played it nice and safe. Hit the tough shot where he had to. Here's nicoodoz outside again. It's been some time since these outside smokes have graced the server, and so maybe he'll just go for a quick flank attempt should nobody on the Copenhagen Flames side keep it in check. It will be Roy. It's at least a pretty reliable set of hands. Just haven't been able to find these flashy entries that we got a little too used to seeing on Vertigo.
Just you can also see
how
how
nervous when I hear the spam.
Yeah, same.
I'm a little nervous.
You can also see how terrified Copenhagen Flames are, though.
Yeah.
Just the mental pressure being exerted on them by the spam, by the pushes, by everyone just being a little bit loopy on the side of Akimbo. And it's getting to them. Now, aggression comes out. nicoodoz is once again the one to find the person. Mark is there to follow up. He's got another as well. Drops a bomb while he's at it, and nicoodoz will just keep this train chugging along. As has been the case so many times, Zyphon is a lonely man, but reunited with his fallen comrades towards the very end.
Man, you compare this to what was that really awkward pistol round that Copenhagen Flames ran on their T side of Vertigo. You know, they're pushing and pulling between both bomb sites. They're threatening extremities of the map simultaneously and making it so difficult to read what's going on. Akimbo are just fast rotating to all of these plays because when they've tried spreading out, they've been very unsuccessful, and so they're moving back into a lot of these sort of traditional site hits. Akimbo can feel a little safer, especially once they dealt with hooksie outside. There is no more lurk. There is no unseen element that slipped the net because of how much territory they control. Copenhagen Flames can't deal with the amount of territory. They can't take that map control away from Akimbo at the moment. And so all these rotation paths are just so safe. It's only quantified in that round because 3 players rotate mini simultaneously after they feel any A pressure.
It's another half by Michael. Zyphon's committed pretty deep. He wants to be able to find something with their hero AK. And finally, nicoodoz has been shut down early in. Maybe a route to success that's been opened up, but with haji still in the vicinity, the demons are not quite done chasing them.
Well, they dealt with nicoodoz, and he's often the guy responsible for outside, so that will be free reign for Copenhagen Flames. They get by undetected. Now Garage actually spotted out. nicoodoz should realize that this lower side is under siege, and so to rotate down towards B. haji, in the meanwhile, deals with Roy on the lurk, but nicoodoz has been plucked out as they're trying to get this bomb down and inside of this bomb site.
Mark has been boxed in, but the problem is that nicoodoz here for backup, and Zyphon will suffer as a result of it. A bomb plant, not something we've seen too much of from the terrorist side, but this might not be one that ends up being successful regardless. And it's going to be nice, but honestly, this is the point where you just don't care about the money anymore either. Yojin getting closer, finds a man with his back turn. Hooksie is just a freebie, and now with Maka over here, he can try and go for the defuse, have some players covering his back as well. He's got the kit anyway, so he can just stick it in the meanwhile, and Python, who has quietly found himself up to 9 kills. We haven't been saying his name all that much, but in all fairness, it's hard to get to him when the competition of attention is nicoodoz.
They also haven't been going ramp that much,
Yes.
so he's had a pretty quiet job. He's been getting these solitary kills, but pretty meticulous about how he's clearing these angles, you know, holding for some of these late swings in the post plant as well, just as his teammates are moving in towards the bomb site. So you can see he's checking all the angles that Copenhagen Flames could be a little tricky and sneaky with.
Okay, Ocean. He doesn't quite find it. John Shabby's got a chance for 2, but haji turns around too quickly and crouches down, so the spray transfer is not going to be effective.
Almost the perfect play. Hey, back-to-back rounds where they found an entry onto nicoodoz as well. Gap in that smoke. haji will do some damage, but it's reciprocated. And Maka, all the meanwhile, pushes through lobby, gets to T-roof in time, and he'll find this ult for free.
It's back to a 3-on-3 because of that, and he's got all the information in the world as well. Told Python that they're all coming his way. He's got an off angle, and because of the spacing being off itself, Python's guaranteed to.
How does Roy play this one out? Still a minute left. He has a multitude of options. Whether he double backs through secret, have to re-clear all these angles. Doesn't want to give up what little space he already has under his belt, and so he'll go for the open plant. Akimbo right now giving him space.
This could be the opportunity for Roy to buy them a pathway over to 4. haji, oh, long range, just holds his ground. Keeps the deal going. Maka comes in, snipes the defuse. You're up to 12 already.
And if this was the Vertigo Roy, you'd almost say that's a misplay on the fight there from haji. His teammate's not really in a great place to fight alongside him. Not a great spot to trade. What a hold from Python, though, towards the lower side. He gets to be in time after hearing those, that the steps down towards Secret had already been traversed.
But really, a slightly awkward spacing from Copenhagen Flames definitely does help. But yeah, Python just getting that double is so important.
It just reaps that sort of desperation that I think we've been seeing from this T side.
nicoodoz, 3 rounds in a row, but Maka's here to pick up the slack. Doesn't matter if you lose at the entry when you've got madmen on all sides willing to push through for you. Oh, good friends, Michael. Oh, Python's also going forward. He's going to find him on the reload. Hooksie all alone. It seems like you just have to blink for a second and you find a solo player on Copenhagen Flames now being defended by those flames. Hooksie will at least get a quick tap on the fadeaway. And 1 on 2.
T-roof already.
Yeah, no.
Surprise!
This is just domination, and we'll have to wait to see whether or not it can continue. 13-2. Akimbo look like a completely different team from Vertigo, and I can't see Copenhagen Flames bringing it back. Question still is, do they have any life in them? We'll see in the second half. Cool to see.
Yeah,
it's very puggy. I'm not gonna say that it isn't, but it's puggy that's working out for them really nicely. It sort of does remind me of the old Cloud9, which had these beautiful fast-paced plays as well, especially on maps like Mirage. Not so much on Nuke, but this is still great to see.
it's like we're busy singing Kiel's praises, but everybody else is contributing the same on the side of Akimbo. It's just the fact that Kiel's is the one instigating a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it helps that he's up to 20 kills.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, Zyphon, one of the players who has been getting his moments here and there on the Copenhagen Flames side, will be able to pick up a rifle as a result of that as well. But Maka, in the meanwhile, is still good for the trade and almost more. nicoodoz, however, can just jiggle it out and take him down. The spray, not quite so reliable, but Yabi comes in from behind. It's two being lined up, and he's got them. Now all down to Python, a 1-on-3. We've seen him clutch before, but not this time.
Yeah, hard to pull off a clutch when you're getting triple dinked at long range by the MP9 on these nice little burst jiggle peaks there from Yabi. What a great round from him, rotating into the bomb site through those double doors, which was one of the angles that wasn't properly covered there from Akimbo, especially after that they lost that first player. Yeah, that would have been the player in charge of taking control of that control room, and instead, successful Copenhagen Flames retake. Maybe a small lifeline to be gained. After losing that pistol, I thought it might have just been a rollover. And now we see the force buy in from Akimbo. Would it be justice? Would it be a taste of their own medicine if they won a round like this? Because that was how Copenhagen Flames got even small glimmers of success on their T side.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of justice in this one, Michael.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
What
can be said? What can be said about Akimbo on this T side is that, especially with the newer components, they may not have all the same tricks that Copenhagen Flames had on theirs, you know, all the smokes, utility lineup, so they might just go with bare bones tactics. Okay. If you can just keep on pulling that off on the side of Kiel's, there ain't too much you can do about it, but there's that rotate in from Zyphon, doubling up himself.
Mark and Python, it's all down to them. Python still got the Galil picked up, so he's an opportunity to bring this back in their favor, but he's traded out too quickly. nicoodoz doesn't have much to work against because there's no HP on Makazin and now literally none left. Man, those entries from nicoodoz look sharp, but the responses are a bit too quick. They're able to find the 2 players on the terrorist side before the Molotov actually extinguishes, so they can't reposition all that effectively. Oh, man, that...
Nah, I've got to say, this game that we've been watching makes a Tech-9 look so damn good. I've tried using it, and I definitely in more of a struggle bus. Wasn't all too convinced. I know it is accurate. I'm just not accurate, apparently.
Michael, you gotta come over to the buy an MP9 every round side, like I am. Well, the sun's philosophy. roej, however, almost has Maka turning around on him. That AK could have maybe found a quick 180, but right there, Zyphon's got a shallow Molotov. It's going to be doing a fair bit of extra damage as well to the Akimbo players as they're trying to move back. And he'll break the glass just for good measure.
Yeah, try and take him out. See if they go over towards that control room. Python plucked out. Response there on the D. The opportunity for Akimbo to find more kills on these pistols, and roej will shut it down. Does leave roejJ left in a bit of a sticky situation. 2 players coming up the ramp. Actually an easy first, but the secondary player not anticipated. Jabby right behind him. So the Flames do keep it under wraps. While Akimbo's faster, bursting style with these pistols has been able to get a few of these kills. Not too much success so far.
Nice break transfer from roej. Obviously one of those moments where the A4 definitely does come into play. And then was reaching the end of his magazine. Akimbo is continually going for the like slight pistol investment, and I don't blame them entirely if they're going to be hitting shots like nicoodoz did earlier on, but that is a very big if. And wouldn't mind just having some extra cash to be able to pad into it later on, but especially because like you don't care about breaking the CT economy when you're on 14 rounds. Not like you just win 2 rounds and you're good to go anyway.
See how sharp nicoodoz can keep being. Is the big thing.
Well, right now, nicoodoz is dead, and roejJ is the one who has to make up for it. Maka actually ends up burning his own teammate alive as roejJ stays in the fire for too long. And Zyphon, well, he's about to be given some company. That company is swiftly evacuated and sent back home, but some decent kills coming out, at the very least, for the Akimbo boys.
An AUG to use as well.
And it's a solid spot to be in, boost up rotations, but roej has chased down Maka, and haji's job just became all the more difficult.
Decent amount of time to threaten maybe a hell wrap, move towards that A site. Going lower it certainly feels a little safer, less likely to receive a stack that direction. There's a player already committed towards that lower site. Hooksy's holding at those double doors. As soon as he hears that plant, that'll be his cue to go. And time's against him. haji has to get that bomb down at some point.
He does have a smoke as well to actually work off of, and he will deploy it. That should be the rotation call to come in. haji's going to fake it out. Grenade, but haji swings out wide. Player was low anyway, and he's going for the full plant, but there's no HP on him, so he's just going to be spammed down. The money guaranteed, which is quite nice, but still goes the way of Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, I think the big thing so far is that although we've only seen these glimpses on pistols for nicoodoz to get 2-3 kills off of it, if he can have that same sort of entry consistency, something that actually kind of eluded Copenhagen Flames on that T side themselves, then Akimbo could be very easily postured up to take this game away. It's just, at the moment, Copenhagen Flames haven't had to deal with these rifles, and I think this is where we'll really get a true indication of how prepared Akimbo are with all the bells and whistles, how dynamic they can maybe be in some of the calling, because Copenhagen Flames got stumped after some outside plays didn't work out. At the moment, Akimbo will take outside pretty uncontested. Copenhagen Flames not committing too many resources or players to even hold for it.
This smoke, I do believe, they've had to use an extra one on Akimbo's side because of it. They'll still be able to cross over to garage regardless, and roej has found the time to actually back off, but that timing is going to be interrupted. He's spotted out while he's rotating, and haji's found Yabi, the opener that goes untraded. Big point to be at. roej, however, he's just peeking out. He's found the trade, and he is hightailing it out of there. Ooh.
Such good awareness there from Haji, but not expecting Roy on the high ground. Actually trying to transition to the side kills, just so quick on some of these snapfire shots. But Zyphon, a secondary flank, they don't know.
And he's going to be found out, but Zyphon actually finds both of those kills and drops the bomb while he's at it. All comes down to Python. Not quite had the same luck as Vertigo. Maybe Nukes where he brings them back. He sees a second opportunity, but he can't quite capitalize. 7th round secured, and Copenhagen Flames are very much down at the mark.
A second time where nicoodoz has had to switch out to the Deagle to finish off the job, but that early damage just enough to finish it. I had no idea that Zyphon was going to be moving in on that secondary flank. That's what put them in that dire strait in the first place. But good presence of mind as well there from nicoodoz. He could have very easily turtled up in towards the heavens and instead decided to fight it out with his teammate on the site. Not very limited utility buy here from Akimbo. Not sure I'm a massive advocate for rounds like this when you've got such a significant lead. You want to give yourself as many opportunities to really show the deep playbook, if it is there.
Should be able to find the perfect timing, but he can't get the kill. It's through the walls. Zyphon's here to make up for it. He's been fantastic, but finally shut down, and nicoodoz is blinded out, not landing these shots.
Oh.
Will, however, get one going his way.
Man, they really wanted to hunt him down, and you could see he's just falling back angle to angle. Great pre-aim on all those AWP shots. Or in the meanwhile has cleared outside. They've taken hut control. All of lobby is their domain, but actually Haji may have slipped on by. It's all about Python with this bomb, and it's a freebie. Knife out from Haji as well. No idea they could be in behind like that. Great timings being found here from the Copenhagen Flames, in spite of the fact that Akimbo, they pulled so many players over towards ramp. Sure, they go into this 2-for-1, but because they wanted to chase down nicoodoz, it was just a little too much, and they didn't want to keep committing down lower.
At least it's also finally a round where they have managed to pad up their money as well as really push down that of Akimbo. This is where, you know, you get yourself up to 9. You're one gun round away from threatening mentally. I always feel like double digits is that point where you start to sweat a little bit. Akimbo pulled off their own spectacular comeback in the first map. Maybe Copenhagen Flames are getting ready for something like that. Zyphon is definitely leading the charge in that particular route, though. That 2K he found?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but a 13-2 lead.
An 8-0 lead, Michael? You know, is there really that much of a difference?
Hell, it was 14-2. They won the pistol as well. I almost forget.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, crazy ball to drop. Just need something. They've got the entries, they've had that, but the retakes from Copenhagen Flames have been good. Come down to a couple one-on-ones, but that's just how the ball swings.
What kind of ball swings? What?
You know, one of those ones you see in science class, talking about...
A pendulum?
Yeah. I mean, kind of like a pendulum, but...
Yeah, they are called... The ones in physics class are called pendulums. The oscillating ones? The ones that you count 20 oscillations? Yeah. Well, only we've got a pendulum over here in this game. Akimbo, however, would love to have a wrecking ball on a chain. A morning star. Yes, that's what it was called. They ought to bash some heads in. Instead, they have to do with this newfangled technology. These desert eagles. Uxie will just be shutting them down, and Yabby's there to follow up. You don't have a Molotov, you don't have a double nade, you've got nothing. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, fantastic boost just to throw another issue in for Akimbo. Like you said, there's not enough utility to clear out that position safely. So Akimbo pulling off some tricky stuff like that on Inferno, but it's been a while since. Been seeing a lot of interesting ideas around those vents areas. You could boost up in door as well to maybe pick off the guy in garage with an AWP. Dr. Order here for the Copenhagen Flames.
Haji might be found. But here, the spam's pretty good, but not quite.
Pretty loud about how he goes down the vents, though.
Yeah.
they're actually not rotating here on the Flames. I worry that they may have lost track of a couple of these players because that lower site is already under siege.
Looks like Cons might have been messy as well, but Roy could be the one to bring it all back under control. Python's gone, and with it, outside is as well. Now a 5-on-4 retake. These do have 2 smokes, so this is not an easy one to actually be playing up against. Smoking off both the ramp doors. Interesting. They do have a player next to double door, so not too surprised about that, but he'll be pushed off by an incendiary. And with flashes going along with it, nicoodoz is really the only one who can keep an eye out on players coming down the stairs. It's an unorthodox angle though, and he's able to find a quick one. He's going for more, and he will find it. Zyphon now trying to fight back, has the double necessary to be able to proceed through. Maka as well, mollies off the bomb, and with that, they've guaranteed their round win. Copenhagen Flames are trying to save money, but nicoodoz is hunting, only to find his own death.
Even with them losing in some of this early exchange, the fact that they get this kill outside, they deal with the lurker, the fact that they didn't have a player rotate down towards the lower side of the map and they're playing fully for the retake, it seems like that's one of those instances where, yeah, the comms might have gotten a little muddied in the fact that there was some audibles there for the Akimbo side moving down towards that lower site. We just never saw the reaction quick enough there from the Flames. Maybe just hoping that all that extra utility they'd saved up was enough for the retake. nicoodoz has just been so high impact this game, and while he has certainly led in some of the first deaths as well, impact can be certainly found. A trade found as a result of the earlier duel.
Zyphon's the one who's been such a pain in the side for them, and he'll continue to be just that. Good for a double every time. Why not add another to the tally? Gee. Can he find damage? Because honestly, that's all you can look for right now.
Remember, Zyphon used to be an academy player. People pulling in from Astralis talent.
I swear, dude.
And Copenhagen Flames just sailed with it.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, the amount of academy players who were sort of glossed over is pretty crazy. Even when you look over toward like the North Academy, that's a big one. I think Acor was on it.
I think a lot of that whole North project was kind of glossed over.
Hey man, I always had that. One quarter
Still waiting
final,
for East to prop up.
Hey Michael, that's me, okay? I'm bringing my CS team pretty soon, don't worry.
Oh, goddamn.
MSL doesn't get to take the East away from me. Unless he comes to Asia and becomes an IGL player. I would actually really love that, personally. I thought Snappy potentially coming over to join Tiger at that point was such a cool storyline with Smuya, but unfortunately never happened. Good for them, though. Obviously, they're probably happier not having to move away from their home.
Yeah, they're running away with things in respective lineups. We thought Akimbo might have just run away with this map. I think was fair to say, moving into the second half. 13-2 start, they win the pistol. And then ever since Copenhagen Flames won that force buy, they have been guns a-blazing. In spite of the fact that Akimbo had that one success towards the lower site, they cannot replicate it. And you are right. It is Zyphon that's been a big problem area for him. Not quite as mobile, I think, as we saw nicoodoz being on the CT side, but ramp is off limits. And so in much the same way that nicoodoz was dominating outside on their CT half, it's going to make it more difficult for them to establish real threats towards this lower site without them being able to get towards those secret steps or deal with this ramp player.
The thing is that Zyphon is also just... So, he doesn't need to get aggressive, because Akimbo just moves for him. If you don't need to move into them, they'll just come to you instead.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
It's a solid, like, anchor position that he's playing. It's the same spot that Python received in his spot selection, and didn't really take too much of the brunt of the attack. Like, Copenhagen Flames just wanted to take outside, and it just never happened.
So we're just being shown the very expensive M4A4 skin. Let's be honest, Roy's probably only using that for that reason. You don't buy a Howl only to not use it.
Yeah.
How much does that go for in the market?
A lot of money. That's all I know.
A lot of money. That's the point.
Even the stickers sell for a lot, so...
I can't say I follow the sticker game. The only thing I know about stickers is that I bought a lot of the RMR cap seals, and I was expecting their value to go up. I also didn't know that there was they went down to 25 cents actually. I just thought that they were always going to be, so I just bought a lot of them for
Yeah,
$1.
they always go on sale.
Yeah,
They always
yeah,
do.
yeah.
They know what they're doing. They're like, oh,
I never pay attention to cosmetics that much, but
mm.
yeah, I'm definitely losing out a lot of money on those.
Yeah, I love me some stickers. I think all these forbidden fruit that exist in CS, I mean, really, it's only like a couple, like I buy power stickers.
Yeah. And I'm
got a few on an AK for myself.
I'm telling you,
they're always nice.
The RMR, when it, I think it still had Gen G as well as North, not North rather, actually North and 100 Thieves. So in 10 years, those are going to be contraband, Michael.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe people just forget about them and they're just useless.
Hey.
That's the whole thing. Nobody really knows where the market swings. Everyone's always gambling.
Actually, speaking of contraband,
am I onto the new sticker crypto?
Have you seen the rebrand of ESL?
I have not actually.
They are now calling themselves Rare Atoms. It's a cool looking brand, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be, I'm not 100% sure about the match, but it's definitely going to be playing in the ESL Challenger League Asian division. So make sure you guys are tuning in for that as well. Yeah, for sure. ECL is probably easier. Yeah.
Well, I was talking about the fact that Vici was just easier to say.
Yes. All right, but are we going to be seeing Akimbo be able to pull off? Oh, no, never mind. None of those Kio's pistol shenanigans coming in over here.
Yeah, may have lost a little bit of his that heat we were seeing in that first half. So a lot of these explosive rounds coming off of really just scrappy buys. Kio's not finding that same explosive nature. Really great off angle here for Zyphon, and it's a great headshot as well. You can immediately fall back, play position, because they have this 5-on-3 to work off of, and nicoodoz feeling that pressure once again. They threatened him hell last time he rotated in, and he doesn't take the face with that AWP. He doesn't get there in time. They've got them contained. They know exactly where they're positioned, and if Kyojin's just offering up freebies, nicoodoz will hit him every day.
They've also got 2 players on the lower bomb side, so there's realistically almost no way for them to actually get the bomb plant. Python does have an AK. You know, there is that to sort of consider. And nicoodoz has lost his head in the midst of it all.
Thing is, do they expect a second player CT? Sure, nicoodoz falls, but Roy was right behind him, and he's backed off, so Maka's a freebie. Python doesn't live for much longer. Man, they claw back. They're back up to 11, and Akimbo, sure, they're threatening series point all the way through this. They got to that 15 after a nice little play towards the B-bomb site, where they were down numbers, they were down resources, and they still pulled through.
Akios has also gone from like 16-4 to 27-20, or more recently, 20-10 to 27-20. So, for sure, losing out on one of the major sources of firepower is going to be coming back to impact you, and I'm sure it's also a little bit tilting both for him and, at certain points, his team. Flashbang goes deep. They're going to be pushing through. Royce found 1, but can't make it 2. Kyojin trades that one out. Important frag to find. He's been the one having some good times and outside, but up and up, you could be coming through. Garage is where we're going to be keeping an eye out. Python moves down. nicoodoz will find him, but it's a lot of damage. Not enough, though. Kyojin has got some backup. Maka to shut him down. Switch out for an AK, but the advantage is maintained and soon to be extended. Hooksy finds Haji turned around.
Was really asking for the AWPers to deliver on this map, and it's still been a bit of a shy showing, but nicoodoz has really stepped up to the plate every time he's been called to order, whether it's been rotating in towards that ramp position, moving and holding outside. He had a great understanding of when that smoke would fade in towards Mini, and even though Roy died for his efforts outside, found a great timing to reposition while Akimbo were hoping to capitalize on some sort of an entry path with Haji just lurking in at those vents like he's been doing time in, time out. And speaking of timeouts, we now move into an Akimbo timeout because they've been struggling to find these solutions. They've been getting out vent, they've been getting some outside control. We've seen a couple maneuvers in from Copenhagen Flames. This time they try and flash through the smoke to get some sort of initiative their way. Akimbo just haven't found a crack in the defense just yet. Anytime it's reared its head even slightly, the rotates have been very effective at limiting the expenditure or how devastating these rounds could potentially line up to be.
They're ecoing. No, never mind. It's a secondary timeout called as well. Wow, they really waited out the entirety of the freeze time as well. They want that extra time.
Mm-hmm. Many players getting in their own heads a little bit. Of course, this is, again, still pretty fresh, this lineup. So some of the interpersonal debate can certainly be sparked up. Something that happens often with new teams. You sometimes go through, like, nice opening periods with teams, like the honeymoon phase, and then you start to realize the more you talk, the less you agree on certain things. So you're just trying to battle some of these ideas and land on something that might just work. Yeah. And hey, we saw these techs get some opening success in prior rounds. Just about closing has been the big deal.
And this time they're going for one more attempt at this ramp push, but Zyphon's always just ready! He's got 4 already! And a 5th maybe en route. Mako will prevent the ace, but who cares? You're up to 13. And Zyphon's up to 13. Before nicoodoz even got there. That's pretty insane. Mako's at least getting some more damage out. Could this be?
Don't let this slip.
Could this be a reverse ace? Roy? He's creeping forward. nicoodoz as well. Could be a double peek, but Roy shows himself now. nicoodoz is going to have to wide swing. Maka can't be able to adjust soon. Although he spots out the player, Roy's able to use the baited crosshair to fetch him off, but you do definitely sweat a little bit.
Such a dangerous round, and you have to commend the patience from those Copenhagen Flames players towards the tail end of it. I think Zyphon understood what was coming. He threw that smoke further into ramp, and they had to extinguish it, so they're just running through smokes at him. They turn the wrong direction because they're trying to dodge flashes as well, but Zyphon just mows him down, chews right through him. Such a dependable set of hands in towards ramp. I've been saying they just can't go towards that position, and still they tried it on a half buy. No, sorry, you're gonna need more than that.
Now, looks to be a quick pop straight in through Squeaky. You've got a late hit from Kyojin lined up. They're gonna have to deal with 2 players in mini. Yabby has fallen, so has Luxi, but the trades are good. They're coming from the hands of Roy. A 2-on-2 with both players funnel into heaven. Maka's not gonna place a Molotov where it should have gone, and Akimbo. Well, second molly will at the very least be there. Re-smoke out on mini should guarantee a bomb plant. Maka's prioritizing that. There is quite a bit of utility on the side of Copenhagen Flames, but something tells me we're not going to see much of it used unless nicoodoz is just flashing in for Zyphon to push through. He's using a deagle. Doesn't really want to be pushing forward with the AWP. Quick molly to stop anything from coming in through Squeaky. Zyphon's waiting it out. They do both have kits, but time's running low. nicoodoz misses out the shot, and he's giving away information. He's in a 1-on-2. He's all alone, and Akimbo will prevent the catastrophic comeback that was being set up from actually taking place. Woo.
Oh, really wasn't sure if they'd be able to bring it over the line, but they go for one of these bursting plays in towards the A site, this time with AKs, and sure, it's